Yeah, man, it's Worldwide Sounds Records own DJ Chase, man, on the pregame party mix podcast on 17 podcast networks, man. We got Dynasty Radio Monday nights, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. We on that YouTube, DJ Chase TV, with this broadcast on. We vibing. I'm Global Audio Mac, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcast, Spotify Podcast. We got the one, the only, the music magnate herself, Katie. What's up?
Hi, sweetie. How are you?
I'm all right. How you feeling?
I'm all right. Just here. It's been a long week. Unfortunately, tomorrow is Monday, but it's also another reason to get up and go grind.
There you go. There you go, man. Nothing like a Monday Monday is a good day of the week. You know what I'm saying? It's a good day of the week because it's the first day to the end of the week. So that's why Monday is always good.
True.
You like that?
And Monday rhymes with money.
Yeah. Monday's a money day. So you are we know each other. We know each other for quite some time.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. We got plenty of mutual friends. 2020 was a hard year for the both of us. We got a lot of mutual individuals, but me and you, we keep it going. We've seen a lot of trials and tribulations in this business, on the performance side, on the radio side, on the industry side. A lot of people don't know that we do a lot of stuff behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And Miss Katie, for those who are listening to the audio version, is a radio host, a photographer, a wrestling critic, boss, and every right of the word.
Thank you so much.
Not a problem. And what I do is I do an icebreaker. I say, I always ask my guests, right? I say, tell the people who you are and what you do from your words.
What did I do for my words?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, this is funny because I could tell you what everyone else says they do to me on a daily basis. So if we go by what my clients say, their job is to wake me up in the morning and piss me off and make sure I have a horrible day. Oh wow. I feel like I'm that business guidance counselor, I guess.
Yeah.
I talk with people more than I probably should be trying to help them, but a lot of people don't take the lessons or whatever right away, so it takes them a few times until they get it. But no, if I'm gonna really categorize myself, I'm a photographer, videographer, publicist, radio host, and artist management.
Okay, so now I didn't want to say the artist management side because I didn't know what you specifically wanted me to talk about. So I was just like, I was like, okay, should I touch on the management side or should I just stick to who Katie truly is in a sense? Like, should I say, you know what? She does a lot. She wears many hats. That's why I just labeled you as a full-blown boss.
Yeah. So you want to know? It's funny. I fight with the whole prospect of management.
Yeah.
Because that was the last thing I ever thought I was gonna end up being.
Yeah.
When I started managing Live Johnson back in 2016, and shout out to Live Johnson, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't what I wanted to do. Being thrown into radio was something new. And the only reason I got into radio is because somebody thought that I had a Randy Orton shirt on, which I did, in the middle of a hip-hop showcase because I was taking photos.
Well, we're gonna talk about the wrestling in a few.
So no.
You're jumping right now.
Sorry.
It's all good.
But seeing that a lot of my life, while I've worked with one thing, other doors open. So artist management and being a radio host were the two things I never thought were gonna happen.
Yeah.
So I mentioned it.
Okay. So, first thing first, you know what I'm saying? Where you from?
I'm from Astoria, Queens.
Another Queens. You know what's crazy? You are the fourth person from Queens I've interviewed. Like literally in the past 2 weeks, the fourth person.
Queen gets money.
I see Queens is definitely on the money right now. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you know, I want to ask you this, right? Being now you're Puerto Rican, right?
No.
No?
I'm
Okay.
Greek.
Greek. Okay.
I'm
So
100% white, 100% European.
okay. So with that being said, because that's one of my questions, my big question is, you know, how do you feel like what first of all, what made you get into hip hop?
So I never was accepted as a child, like, and I'm talking about in the sense of I always liked listening to like I came from a traditional family, so watching things like even Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
While my mom was with all the shits, my grandmother wasn't.
Yeah.
So back then when I was younger, my grandparents would always be there. So
yeah,
I remember watching Smooth Criminal,
mm-hmm.
and it got me excited. The video,
Mm-hmm.
but my grandmother would get mad and change it to something Greek, which is okay, right?
Yeah.
So I used to just always find ways to listen to music through other people.
Yeah.
Same way with wrestling, watch it through my cousins. Like if someone was babysitting me, hey, can we listen to this? Or can we do that?
Yeah.
You know, so as I got older, I kind of just stopped giving a fuck in that sense. And I started doing nightclub promotions.
Okay.
So I was working with and back at the time we're talking about working like at the little team parties, passing the flyers. Yeah. We're talking about when promoting used to actually be promoting.
Mm-hmm. And not just an Instagram post.
Yeah, for, you know, pre-Instagram, hey, you know, text message blast, use my
work.
flyer.
The good work right there. Good work.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So I worked from there. It kind of built me to work in the Spanish entertainment for a while.
Oh, okay.
But I always was listening to hip hop. I was always listening to everything because the club still played top 40s, whatever. Outside of what they played in the, you know, Spanish nightclubs.
Yeah.
So I would get the best of both worlds. So it always made me want to keep listening to more music. Went to college, did the thing. You know, did the whole sorority girl life, did the whole go to school, get my education. Like I did the best of both worlds. I came out of it.
Yeah.
My first degree, I feel like that's a whole nother story. My second degree meant more than my first.
That's understandable. What happens?
And then when, like I said, when I came into radio is when I also came into hip hop. I had just finished one. I had stepped away from working nightlife, working Spanish nightlife. It was getting hard on me. It was tiring. I was going to school. I had a couple of deaths in the family. You know, it got to a point, and then on top of that, I broke my arm. So it's not like I could really be taking photos.
Yeah.
So,
okay. You know, it's funny. I never knew none of that about you. I never knew you like did radio promotions. Cause we've been doing it. But that was a minute ago. Cause you know what I'm saying. So we've been doing like no rock about like 5 years. I've known of you. Yeah, about 5 years now.
Yeah, that's about as long as I've been on this side of everything.
Yeah. All right. So what are some of your dislikes as far as like? Well, first of all, what do you like about the business? Because I know the business has changed. So we're gonna start with the positives. What do you like about the business?
The positives of this business. Hold on. I only saw positives of this business after the pandemic started.
After, right?
I never found, honestly, and maybe that's because before the pandemic, I really was around the wrong people.
Yeah.
I've seen more of the negative aspects of this business before the pandemic than I did once the pandemic hit.
Yeah.
Because once the pandemic hit, you really did learn
who people really are,
who people really were, who was for collaboration and who was for themselves.
Yeah.
2020 was that, okay, God snapped his fingers, Thanos, whatever you want to call him. Fucking everything went crazy. How do you survive it? I've seen people I care about die, and I've seen people I don't care about die.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a trippy way to look at it, right?
You know, so to see how people took everything,
yeah,
and made it toward the positive,
yeah,
is what I like about this industry.
Copy. And do you feel like more at ease because because you have your Ivy Productions, you have your own. You like I said, you're the boss of your own situation now. You think in the past because you were trying to collaborate, do you feel more comfortable now, like that you just like taking it, like you don't have so much dead weight now that you in 2020 you cut the fat, so you feel like a little bit more at ease now that you cut the dead weight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like you had to really sit back and figure yourself out first and figure out what the role of your business is going to be going forward at the end of the day. Because like we said, and if you like Colors, she's in she has a royal title in Africa, and I'm probably gonna mess it up, so I'm gonna look it up again.
Yeah.
Just to tell you afterwards.
Yeah.
We were talking about how it really caused us all to lose everything in this industry. And not many businesses, both in the music industry as well as your local neighborhood, survive. So all of this and people's actions kind of showed you how to rework everything, so you didn't feel like you're going to be overwhelmed, which is one, because a lot of the stress and a lot of death happen because of emotional stress is caused by anxiety.
Yeah.
Then you have just the physical. So once you were able to separate all that and figure out what you wanted your brand to be and who you wanted to be involved in it, that was the biggest blessing I think you could ever get coming out of this.
Definitely. And being a boss of your own production company now, do you feel like there's a shortage of actually like female bosses in what we do? Because there's not a lot. I mean, and there's like you can count them on your hand the amount of like female promoters that I see. I'm actually meeting a lot more this year, and between this year and last year. Do you feel like there's a shortage of female like managers slash hosts slash marketers slash PR in this business?
That's a great question. In New York, maybe.
Okay.
I want to say maybe in New York because you have the PRs that believe they're PRs, and they wanna.
Yeah, they're more famous. They're more famous than their artists.
Yeah, like they want to work on just fucking going to the right events with the right pair of shoes and talking to the right people, but it's not really making the plugs. You're just sitting there looking pretty. And then there's people that I've seen bust their ass, doing all these different things for their clients, and they don't like. Those are the PRs you want to have around you. So those second ones that I was talking about are not really available to find in New York.
Gotcha.
And if they are, they're hidden. They're like under a rock. They're Patrick Star.
Yeah, I got you. And where I used to be, I'm slacking because I used to be the biggest wrestling fan of all time. So I'm super slacking. Like I get all my wrestling news from my cousin. But how do you feel like? Because it hasn't been done correctly. The cross branding between hip hop and wrestling. First and foremost, how do you like try your best to cross the bridge? I mean, to blend the two. How do you try to blend the two? How do you do that? Like, how you try your best to do that?
So,
and correctly.
I'm still figuring out, to tell you the truth. I used to watch, and I still do, the Jobber Tears podcast, where they talk about just straight up wrestling. They bring people on that are from different walks of life to do that, and
yeah,
they introduced me to dope hip hop artists like from Detroit, so like Valid, and then Valid introduced me to Abe, and Abe introduced me to another singer, um, in our Rawwzone chat, and it's just when I tried doing it on Rawwzone, I will tell you the truth. I felt like I failed it at times because we would have the interviewers and we wanted to make sure though that they had their time, but we also wanted to talk all these other topics. Yeah. So then when we started the podcasting part, then it originated with me and Michael Bostic, talking about wrestling. And then Ray came in the picture, so he wanted to talk about wrestling too, and then we started all that. And then, but everyone's schedule got in the way again. Yeah. So then we brought it back recently, and we got better feedback from it now, making it its own separate podcast, but part of the main brand. Because everyone knows Katie talks about music, whether it's hip hop, R&B, pop. We've played EDM on Rawwzone. Like, we give no shit, but at the same time, we're sitting here, we're talking about wrestling. We're talking about how this week Sting got power bombed and looked like a jackass. Yeah. Putting one over. So it's, you gotta find like the right balance of it. And then once you do, a lot of it's organization too. Because if you don't have the points, your bullet points in advance, it's kind of hard to go by just off your head anymore. Got you. And what is what is the hardest part that you feel like being a manager? Because a lot of artists, especially hip hop artists, they don't take advantage of what's the word I'm looking for? The broader audience that's out there. So wrestling is definitely automatic paper out there. Which I don't understand why rappers don't get involved with it. What's the hardest part about being a manager? When you know you're right. Yeah. And Chase, you know what I'm talking about, working with artists? I do. Where they want to say this is the right thing, but in your gut it's totally wrong. They're totally wrong, and they're gonna look like Boo Boo the Fool. I do. So the wasting time and resources. Yeah. Just to still find out when you're right. I feel like that's just the tiring part. But if that means they learn the lessons so they can better build themselves, then I'm all for it. Even though there's not enough time in the day for it. I think, but the hardest part of being a manager is handling the different personalities, honestly. Yeah. And I'm lucky to be working with all guys. Yeah. The females are definitely tough. Take it from me. The females are definitely tough. I'm a female, and I'm not, a misogynist. I'm not anything, but I can't. If I know as a female, my emotions are complicated to process and help with. Yeah. I can't sit here and help another female. I try my best. Lord knows, everyone could tell you I try to give the best advice. Now, half the time it'll sound amazing, or I have to be smacked sometimes in order for it to come out right, because I'm so scared it won't. Yeah. It's a sensitive society right now, so God forbid you try to say fuck that man, you don't need him. Oh, what? You said fuck him? Yeah. So it's trying to work with personalities in a world where it's a lot of sensitivity issues. Got you. And what do you like more? You like being a radio? Do you like photography? Do you like or being a manager / publicist more? So I'm still trying to find my footing with the management and publicist stuff, because I graduated last year, literally right before the pandemic. Yeah. Fuck me. Well, congratulations on your graduation, then. I mean, thank you, but at the same time, it's like this is really that make it or break it year for all the first years.
Mm.
So trying to find your footing in the first year of your career in the middle of a pandemic.
It's tough.
Yeah, so I can't tell you if that's in my favorites yet because I wanna. Let's say it here. Right now, it's a work in progress, but I'll come back in a year from now. We'll talk about that question then. But for now,
Yeah.
My first love has always been photography, and I'm really like that's something that took me through hard times.
Yeah.
I've been doing it since I was 15 years old.
Okay.
And that's just with a little digital camera, right? And then you used to have those cameras that not the Polaroid, even though I got my Polaroid here somewhere, my original Polaroid, not that new Instax camera.
I need the original Polaroid. When I book my photo shoot with you, we're gonna do a couple Polaroid joints.
I got you.
I like the Polaroid joints.
But I had like the disposable camera that used to turn the wheel.
Good times. These kids will never know.
I used to like save up my allowance money just to go get them developed because I thought, oh my God, Mom, that makes me a photographer.
Yeah.
It still helps me now because when I get I turned it in when they say you can do something you love and get paid for it. Like that's just like the best feeling in the world. That's what it is to me. My studio is my little sanctuary where you could be having a bad day, right? And you have to go do this photo shoot. I'll be here trying to cheer you up because I'm probably having a shitty day too.
Gotcha.
You know, it's always an experience because it's emotions. You're capturing emotions. You're capturing feelings. You know, it's more of a soothing thing for me to do photography. So that's always gonna be me, no matter if the PR doesn't
work. One thing I gotta make sure that when I book you, I gotta make sure because you got a lot of photographers out here, these pseudo photographers, man, and they take better pictures themselves than they do to the clients, and you paying good money for some nice photos, especially professional business photos, and they taking better pictures of themselves, man. So you do good work.
So I do.
I'm messing with you. I know you do good work.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
I'm just teasing. I'm
about to go down the whole list right now.
I'm just teasing you. So, being that your passion is photography, and do you incorporate that, like that visionary, like spectrum that you think of into your music and your radio hosting? Yeah.
Yes. So when I was younger, it would always be weird, right? Like, especially when I'm tired.
Yeah.
I would start randomly thinking things like, yo, okay, so if I took this shot here, right? How would it look if I had so for an example, like I had a WWE title. What if I angled it on this side?
Yeah.
And put the light like this. So it was always like that. Even now with marketing campaigns.
Yeah.
Like I'll keep it a stack with you. Like I'll roll a little J once a while. And it'll be like one of those nights where I'm sitting and I'm thinking, right? And now, like that's how we did even for Ray Pearson, his whole marketing campaign for where it started at. Because it was fall, sort of his birthday, right?
Yeah.
Literally on Halloween. Okay. The whole project was based on where he came from. All right. So take it back with these colors. So for me, it started with the whole, how do you want the aesthetics to be?
Yeah.
All right, fall matches this, which matches that part of the project. So my mind will run and automatically make those color connections, those visionary connections just from off the rip,
Yeah.
And so it plays a lot into it because in reality, to me, music is just the audio version of a photo.
That's dope. That's a dope way to look at it. And who's your favorite wrestler? I have to ask this.
So I want to say from the new school era, and we're talking about like right now. So if we're talking WWE, Seth Rollins, we're talking about Kevin Owens, we're talking about Kyle O'Reilly, Finn Balor.
All right, let's talk about let's talk about my era, the WWF era. Who you
your
like?
WWF era?
Yeah.
Stone Cold.
Yes.
Diamond Dallas Page.
Yeah.
Goldust, even though he's still kicking ass now. In AEW, then you have like AEW just alone. That got Jericho, that got Sting, that got Orange Cassidy. I'm getting the best of both worlds right now.
Yeah, and being that you're a manager, do you push your artists to jump in to start marketing and promoting to that wrestling audience?
Well, that's what me and Ray want to do.
Yeah.
Ray at one point was given an opportunity to talk with to be in cahoots with the WWE wrestler before she was actually in WWE.
Oh wow.
When you talk, like, I would love an opportunity to work with the wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Because
on what, the management side, or just like work with them in general?
I mean, the wrestling head in me would just want to be a writer and just write their whole storyline.
Got you.
But even just like finding a way to help them get their theme song or their promo or I would love to do all that.
Copy.
To try it.
Yeah.
Ray wants to work in the music side of it, so it would definitely work.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like a blessing. I wish you the best on that, because I want to get into that. That's like what I want to do. I want to do entrance music. So that's what I wanted to do, yeah.
But it's funny though, if you go on like Indeed and stuff like that,
yeah,
they list WWE careers for hire. So I'm just saying, if you want to get jobs on one side and then make your way, like, hey, I'm a DJ.
Yeah. I gotta finish my degree. That's what it is. Like, I actually just got my I'm about to get my certificate in music business. So I just got to finish my my associates. I got to finish it. I got a few classes and I got to finish it. And then so I'm gonna definitely try to do that though. But I think I'm shooting more towards radio though. That's why, like, I've been on independent for so long. You know me very well, so I'm against the machine. So like, I'm going back to work for somebody right now. I'm just be like, I can't really. I wouldn't feel comfortable working for somebody.
I mean, I worked for someone. I worked for a school actually. During my time that's not around industry time.
Yeah.
And
I work for the post office too, but in the daytime. But I don't really have a manager. Like, I mean, I have a manager, but it's not like somebody. It's so independent.
You have a manager?
Yeah, I have a supervisor. Well, supervisor at the post office.
I thought you were about to say you had an artist manager.
Nah. I don't have a manager. I don't. There's nobody in this business that can like. They don't have enough knowledge for me to work with them at this point. And they're kind of lazy. Managers today are lazy to me. Nah, except you.
Yeah, I was about to say, excuse me?
Nah, except you. You're a hard worker manager.
But here's my thing, right? And you talked about radio, and I hate that this is like the interviewer in me.
Yeah.
Like turning it
Go ahead. We just talking though. We just talking.
How do you feel about radio nowadays? Because clearly you said like you want to work towards radio, but even radio nowadays has changed, because it's not like people actually working in radio; they're working outside in their homes.
Well, honestly, to me, I listen to a lot of other podcasts. I'm a huge podcast fanatic. I'm actually one of the originators of podcasting. Like, I'm the originator of that. So when we started the internet radio game. So, honestly, to me, I like the freedom of it. I mean, on a DJ side, I think it's a little repetitive because you hear the same songs every 5 seconds. But I think this hosting side is a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? I got jaded with it when I left Sirius. So, when I left Sirius, I kind of got jaded with it. So I was just like, but that was a different time. That was like 10 years ago. So, it might be different now. I mean, I don't know. I'm just against the machine. Yeah.
I see my friend. I got a friend that works at Hot 97. He works overnights, so he'll FaceTime me sometimes from there.
Yeah. And, what do you do? He's a board op or a producer?
Board op.
Board op, yeah.
So he sits there. He tells me like, okay, well, this is what's going on right now. When we're only 2 people allowed to be here through the entire radio block, I'm like, that is wild.
Yeah, it's a lot of politics with that stuff. Like that, one of the things I could have went to Hot 97, but I actually didn't. I chose Sirius on I beat out so many candidates for Sirius, and then I just, like I said, I personally just, with me, I like the independence of podcasting. Like I'm so happy to see where podcasting has gone, because when I first started doing it, I did it in 2007. Nobody knew what a podcast was. They thought I was crazy. So I was like, yo, a podcast is the new wave. I kept telling my friends that, but everybody kept shooting me down and I just stopped doing it. So I was just like, and then it started becoming like video shows, because it's not really podcasting, but then the audio shows came back. So then, I like the podcasting better though. I could do it at my own will, make my own schedule.
Yeah. And then if you do it the right way, you can monetize it.
I monetize it now. I got commercials on. I need a commercial from you so I can run my commercials. I'm just trying to scoop up more commercials.
I got you. But don't make it too many commercials, though. You want to hear the podcast?
Nah. It's a good. Listen. I'm an award-winning producer, so I'm good money. I think I got this. So.
Oh. Okay. I'm sorry. I
gotta throw a plug in there. But Katie, we could do this all night. I got another interview after this, and I want to say thank you, man. And we're gonna talk more. This is just the first of many. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be doing this a lot more. Hopefully from my studio next time, and then we just do talk more. And because I want to get more into the wrestling, and I want to talk more about that, because I feel like the cross brand, like even like I think Bow Wow's getting into wrestling now, and it's been a lot of back and forth. Yeah. I've been following it. I just haven't been following wrestling itself.
See, it's funny. I know someone that really went and trolled Bow Wow for going into wrestling, which is kind of weird, because if you accept Bad Bunny on Monday Night Raw,
you can't. You gotta accept Bow Wow.
You gotta accept Bow Wow wanting to train or looking to train with Rikishi. Look, Rikishi's awesome. Look, he brought up one of the best tag teams in the world, the Usos. Those are his sons. So to have your dynasty pretty much still kicking ass right now, it's not a bad thing.
Copy. And on that note, Miss Katie, plug everything you have going on, plug all your businesses, plug everything.
Oh God. What's up, everyone? It's your homegirl, Ivy, aka Katie K. Thank you so much, DJ Shades, for having me here.
Of course, we made it. We had to make it happen.
It's been dope. So, if you want to follow me, you can follow me at IamIvy.xo_. That is both on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can find Ivy Productions everywhere at Ivy Productions and catch content from Michael Bostic, Ray Pearson, Live Johnson the other day, as well as a video broadcasting YouTube that we're doing, our podcast network that we're coming up with. Follow all. I
think Katie's trying to recruit me to a podcast network. I think she.
I mean,
that's why she came on. That's why she came, and I'm a free agent now, so I think that's why she's trying to recruit me.
Listen, man, fuck it. We definitely talk about that. Rawwzone NYC, we're interviewing Quasar the Composer tomorrow for Women's History Month. Tuesday, we're interviewing Kanika Sine of Spill It Entertainment.
Spill It. I just had her on here too.
She got that hustle in her. You have to. Yeah. She got to be everywhere. It's okay. She got to spill the tea everywhere.
Definitely.
We got the 6 p.m. sip Wednesday with Katya. Friday, we're interviewing Sean Khan for his project, Khan and the Genius. On Katie K Photography, I hope to God that's the last thing. Follow us at KDK_photography. So, Facebook, Katie K Photography. We're doing a tryout with the Canna Baddies, the Canna shoot power shoot this Sunday. The link is in my bio. If you're interested, come get some quick flicks. Network. And yeah.
I need that invite. I need that invite to that too.
I'm gonna go actually work on the rundown, and I will text you in a few minutes about that. As long as I'm not interrupting your interview.
Nah, you straight. Just text me. Just send to me.
Got you.
All right, yeah, man. Nah, man. Thank you, Katie. Thank you so much for coming on to the podcast. You know what I'm saying? We got on DJ Chase TV on that YouTube, on 17 podcast networks, on Dynasty Radio Monday nights 8 p.m. It's gonna be playing. We're gonna be playing all over. So once again, thank you very much. Ivy Productions, the Rawwzone, all that goodness. What's the photo companies? Ivy Productions too, right?
No, the photo company just Katie K Photography.
Katie K Photography. Yeah, man. It's DJ Chase, the pregame party mix podcast on 17 podcast networks, Worldwide Sounds Records, DJ Chase. Follow me on Instagram _DJ Chase. Twitter at DJ Chase as well. And I'm out of here. The pregame party mix podcast.
It's official. Come on. Locked in with DJ Chase on the pregame party mix